Hi, my name is Cara, and if you're new here, I make videos all about sewing. For today's video, I thought I would make a dupe of the Christy Dawn Dawn dress. It was not a pattern that I had included in my spring sewing plans. However, I found this fabric at Martin's, and it was $2.99 a yard, and then there was only 3 yards left on the entire bolt, and you get a 20% discount if you finish the whole bolt. So I bought it. Anyway, I will put up a picture of the Dawn dress that it specifically reminded me of while I was in the store. I know it's not like exact, but it really brought that to mind. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I want to make that into a Dawn dress. I think it would look really good. It's not a quilting cotton. It is a cotton, I think probably like a poplin. It's not a lawn, so it's a little bit heavier than that, but it's still quite light. So I think it's going to be really, really nice and comfortable to wear during the summer. The pattern I'm going to use is the Aronia house dress by Miranda Riley. It is pretty much a perfect pattern to dupe. There are some differences between the pattern and the original, and I think she had to do that for like legal reasons. She couldn't make an exact copy of like a dress that was out there, but it is very, very easy to hack it so that it is pretty much an exact copy. So the changes that I'm going to make are: one, the pattern comes with an elastic at the waist, but the actual dress has a tie. So instead of putting elastic through the channel, I'm going to put little buttonholes right in the front and make a tie to go through to cinch it in. Sorry, I still have a cold, so I think the longer I talk, the more nasally I seem to be getting, it's great. It's wonderful. I love it. Yes. So then the second change is in the pattern, it comes with the option of putting an eyelet trim into the yoke seams for the front and the back. However, the actual Dawn dress does not have an eyelet trim. It has basically like a flat piece of fabric. It kind of just looks like binding that's sticking out, or like piping, but flat piping. That's what is sticking out there. Most of them just use the same fabric as what the dress fabric is. A couple of them use kind of not contrasting, but just coordinating fabrics. I haven't decided. I think I'm just going to use the same as what I have because I don't think I have any coordinating fabrics. And I don't really want to go buy anything for this project now that I have this. So I'm going to do that. Flat pieces of piping right in the yoke, in the front and the back. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the version that has the short sleeves that are not elasticated, and then the length that's like the T length. So I think that's the most similar to the Dawn dress. Yeah, I think that's exactly my plan so far. Today is a nice, overcast, very cloudy day. It's not great for being outside, but it is great for using my projector because I don't have to wait until the evening to actually cut things out. So let's get started. I'm about to start cutting out the Aronia dress, my Dawn dupe. I just checked. I have enough fabric. I don't know why I didn't check before because, I'm just like that. The only thing is the bottom of the skirt is going to be just a tiny bit less full than it maybe should be because my fabric is 42 wide total, and I've only got the width to work with. It's a directional print, so I have to kind of work within those constraints. And the bottom is supposed to be 44, so I'm losing 2 inches, but I think that's going to be just fine. I did forget to mention there's a very special announcement at the end of this video, so stick around and find out what it is. Now I'm going to start cutting. Okay, I have my Aronia all cut out. Of course, I didn't have enough fabric, because why would I have enough fabric? But I had, like, it was so close. I had to sew 2 pieces together to make the last sleeve. But other than that, I have all of my main pieces. But all of the little details, I needed a different fabric. So I chose to do white. So my binding is going to be white, and the ties are going to be white. Also, my pockets on the inside are going to be white. And I used white, which I was going to do anyway, for my yoke. So I think I'm going to start assembling. There's some differences with how the pattern is assembled to how I'm going to do it, because of the changes that I'm making. So for the yoke, basically what I'm going to do is just do right sides together of the yoke, lining and main, and sandwich in the tops of the bodice, and then I'll flip it, and then I'll do the same thing with the back so that I don't have to do any top stitching, and my everything will be sandwiched in nicely. And then it's going to leave the entire like neckline raw, and I'll just add binding all the way around that's visible, because that's how the pattern is. I think it means I should probably cut off about 1/2 inch, because I'm not really losing 1/2 inch if I'm doing binding. We'll see. I'm going to do it first, and then I'm going to try it on and see if it looks like it's too close in the neck and if I need to trim it down any. So let's get started on this.
The very first thing that you do with this pattern is do some gathering stitches on the bodice front and back pieces, because you need to gather them into the yoke a little bit. So I always do 2 rows of gathering stitches just to have a slightly neater gather. After that, I take the yoke, and then I'm going to add my flat piping in here, and I'm going to baste it to my yoke. If you're going to add, as per the pattern, the eyelet trim, this is how you would do it as well. I'm going to be honest, I never opened the pattern instruction tutorial, so I'm assuming it's different in how she does it because of something else, but I didn't ever open the adult size for this tutorial. So this is me winging it. And then after, you just need to gather in your bodice pieces to match the size of the yoke, and then I sandwiched my bodice between my yoke lining and my yoke main so that all of the seam would be on the inside. I'm pretty sure how it's done in the tutorial is you sew only the main, and then you have to either understitch or top stitch the bodice closed because of the way that you do the neckline. But because I did my neckline completely using binding and not using the lining of the yoke to do the back of the neckline and doing hidden binding on the front of the neckline, so it's a slightly different process, but it does, both processes are nice. Here, I completely guessed at the size I would need for this binding, and it was perfect. I was very impressed with myself right here. And I just attached it all the way around, flipped it under, and top stitched it down. I really like the way that this white came out. I was worried that it would be too drastically different, but I like that it makes it noticeable, because I feel like sometimes the Dawn dresses are nice, but the ones that I really like are the ones that use slightly different binding. Like the one that this dress was kind of based off of, it uses a gingham binding that's in the same tones of blue as the main fabric, but it is noticeably different. So you can really tell that the binding obviously goes all the way around the neck, and that these like flat pieces are also in this kind of coordinating color rather than exactly matching. So I like that. After I have my front pieces attached and my neckline completely bound, I do the same with the back of the yoke and the back bodice. And because it's already attached in the front, you have to do like the burrito method, where you roll all of the front pieces to the inside and out of the seam line, and then once you're done, you just like pull one of the sides, and it's a very satisfying method. I like this rolling everything inside method. I also really like, I think I've said this already, but I really like that it's all of the seaming is hidden on the inside between the layers, rather than, well, it still would be, but I don't like top stitching, like, because sometimes my top stitching just isn't that neat, and so I would much prefer to, you know, not have to deal with the perfectionist in me dying a little bit. So here I'm overlapping the bodice. I just did the side seams. Be careful when you're doing this part, because I overlapped it the wrong amount, and then I had to go back and take it all apart and re-overlap it. I didn't match my notches up correctly, so just be careful when you're matching your notches up. So now I decided to try it on to see how in general it would look. I had somebody ask in a group recently about the armpit, the underarm is closer than the Christy Dawn Dawn. When they were looking at the pieces and when they tried it on, I think they did maybe without the sleeves too. They hadn't attached the sleeves yet, and they tried it on just like I did, and she said that it was too close in the underarm. And so I told her you can cut some out, but then I also reminded her that you're going to lose a half an inch all the way around when you attach the sleeves, because the seam allowance will not disappear, but like it's not going to be all the way up in your armpit, that whole half an inch as it is right now. So just remember, seam allowance changes how a garment fits when you try it on without the sleeves, because it does make a big difference. I just created my ties. One long tie. I think I used, I know I used a bias binding strip to do the ties, so it made them easier than maybe they normally would have been to turn right side out. And then I'm just going to create my two little buttonholes right in the front so that I can put my ties through. This is fray check. I use that on my buttonholes so that they don't get all fuzzy. And now on to the boring bits. I'm gonna serge every piece first.
I did not have enough. This is the only piece I could not cut properly, but I pieced it to the other two pieces, and I mean, you can see, but I think the print is busy enough that it's not like super obvious, hopefully.
When I batch sew, I like to serge all of the pieces at the same time that I can. So I serged all of my hems, like the bottom of my skirt hem, the sides of my skirts, because I don't like trying to serge around a pocket, so I always finish the pocket edges before they're attached to the skirts. And then I also did the bottom of the sleeve. I understitched my pockets. I don't know if this is in the pattern or not, but it's a detail that I prefer to do with pockets, and that just keeps the pocket bag inside the dress rather than it flipping out. And because especially this is a different fabric than my main fabric, because I ran out of my main fabric, this keeps it from being visible once it's worn. Again, not a necessary step, but it does add that extra nice little touch of a slightly more professional finish. The very last step in the dress assembly is attaching the waistband casing, the waist casing, to the inside of the dress. And then, which is kind of tricky, you need to be really careful, especially the front crossover piece, that you're pulling it so that it's laying flat and it's not becoming bunched up under the machine. I had to unpick it once because I had like a couple folds. And then I'm just gonna thread my elastic, well, it's not elastic, my tie through where my elastic should be, and I'm done. That's the last step.
My Dawn dress is all done. I'm so excited with how it turned out. It is so cute. I'm actually really happy that I didn't have enough of my material to do the binding in the same, because I think in the white, it just stands out that tiny bit more and it gives it that little extra detail. I really like it. I like it a lot. Other than that, I had to shorten the ties a little bit. I made them really long. I could still probably shorten them, but it's really cute. I'm so happy. The pockets, my one beef. My one beef. My hands are like almost too big for the pockets. I would make these pockets like a good 3 inches bigger all around, just because I love a good big pocket. But I think, maybe I just have like huge hands too. It's quite possible. So it's all done. You may have guessed from the previous clip what my special announcement was for the end. Has come out with a child version of her Aronia dress. It's so cute. I tested it for my daughter. It has a view A and a view B. What you saw my daughter wearing was the view A. I also tested the view B, and I'll put a picture up here. So just like her adult version, you can choose to go some different routes. So it's not exactly the same, but the fit is still staying true to the Dawn dress. And it fits very similar to how the adult Dawn dress fits. And it's so cute. And I just love a little matching moment. She loves matching me too. And I'm going to milk that until she doesn't anymore. So that's the end. I really hope you like this video. And I'll have the patterns linked in the description. Go and check them out. The daughter pattern is adorable. So go support Miranda Riley. She's got a great vision for these patterns. It's so easy to follow. Super cute. That's my 2 cents. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you like my channel. There's many more videos about sewing in my channel. I said that weird. Go check out my channel for more videos about sewing, rambling about sewing, maybe even some ranting about sewing. Yeah, thank you. Bye!